To everyone watching, welcome to our celebration of Veterans Day. I am Kathy Lee Hunt, the Veteran Student Services Coordinator at Seminole State and a 20-year Air Force veteran. I say celebration because it is a day we honor our veterans, those who chose to write a blank check in service of our country. The year 2020 has been challenging. That's probably the understatement of the year. The ceremony you're viewing today was put together during this challenging time so that we can still honor our Seminole State veterans the safest way possible. Typically, in the part of this ceremony, I'd ask the audience to stand, but it isn't a typical ceremony, so we are still fortunate to have our own SeminoleSound performing the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. Now everyone make yourself comfortable. At this time, it is my honor and privilege to introduce the president of Seminole State College, Dr. Georgia Lorenz.
Thank you. I'd like to extend my appreciation to our Veterans Day Event Planning Committee, who rose to the challenge so we can honor our faculty, staff, and student veterans. Veterans are no stranger to challenges. Anyone who wears or has worn the uniform rises to these challenges and makes sacrifices during both war and peace. Today is the day we celebrate those warriors, past and present. Today we thank veterans for their service, and I would argue we should thank veterans every day in both words and deeds. To our student veterans, we at Seminole State want to walk the walk and honor your service. Please let us know how we can better support you and help you to be successful here at Seminole State and beyond. And to our faculty and staff veterans, thank you for your service.
Thank you, President Lorenz. Again, welcome to our day of celebration. Today, there will be a lot of speeches given during other ceremonies all over the country. This happens year after year. All of us who have written that blank check have given the same speech at the beginning of our military career. We gather in a place called MEPS for processing. Sometime during the day, we're herded into the room, told to raise our right hands, and to repeat after the individual. I state your name. And there's always someone who says, state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the officers appointed over me in accordance to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice, so help me God. This speech is our blank check. Some of us have that check cashed in during their service. We commemorate them during Memorial Day. Today, we celebrate our veterans. That was not always the case. President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed that the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month, to be Armistice Day, celebrating the victory and sacrifices made for those who fought in World War I. That, of course, was the war to end all wars. Since it wasn't, and there are veterans from other wars, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed a bill that changed Armistice Day to Veterans Day to honor not just World War II veterans, but all veterans. It's this time in the program I'd say, veterans, please stand and be recognized, but again, it isn't normal. So for those of you veterans, thank you for your service. Thank you for joining us today. And also, for those who are not veterans, thank you for joining us today. It means a lot to have your support. If you attend any Veterans Day celebration, you'll typically listen to speeches given by those who are in the military. In the military, we consider VIPs, very important people. Today, we are going to hear from 4 extremely important people, Seminole State student veterans. 3 of these students have earned the Sergeant Johnson Family Scholarship, and we will hear from them first. Here to introduce the scholarship award recipients is John Gillen, Vice President of Resource and Economic Development and Foundation Executive Director. John will also introduce the Johnson family.
Devoted son, loyal brother, loving husband and father, Seminole State alumnus, and valiant Marine. Tragically killed in a helicopter accident in 2015 during a humanitarian relief mission to help Nepal earthquake victims. Prior to joining the military in 2009, he attended Seminole State and earned an Associate in Science in Automotive Service Management Technology in 2005, also earning an Associate of Arts in December 2008. When we heard the news, our fellow alumnus and then Seminole State College trustee Alex Setzer worked with the foundation in bringing the community together to create a legacy for Mark Johnson here at the college. The Sergeant Mark Johnson IV Memorial Endowed Scholarship provides financial assistance to military veterans attending Seminole State. We are honored to have Mark's family participate in today's event by sharing the importance of this scholarship and to congratulate the recipients. The family has been a part of every presentation, and we are grateful for this opportunity to share Mark's legacy with them and the college each year.
My name is Shirley Johnson. I am proud to call Sergeant Mark Johnson my son. I would like to thank Seminole State College for creating this scholarship to honor Mark. I would also like to congratulate the recipients. Mark was very proud to be a Marine and was always ready to serve whenever and wherever he was asked. In May of 2015, he had just finished a 6-month deployment in Japan and was on the way home to see his wife, Haley, and their 2 sons, 4-year-old Nate and 8-month-old Noah, when a devastating earthquake struck Nepal. Without hesitation, Mark volunteered to go to Nepal, where he spent the last days of his life delivering supplies to citizens and transporting patients to makeshift hospitals. Mark gave his life helping other people, and he would be pleased to know that with this scholarship, his work and his legacy continue. The fact that it goes to veterans makes it even more meaningful. Ronald Reagan said, "Some people spend an entire lifetime wondering if they made a difference in this world. Marines don't have that problem."
Hello, my name is James Carr. I'm a United States Navy veteran. I enlisted on June 23rd of 2015. I joined the Navy to explore the world, get experiences. I always knew I wanted a career in construction, so I wanted to become a CB. Unfortunately, that's not how everything played out, but I'm still glad that I had the opportunity to serve, have the experiences that I did. And now that I'm a veteran and going to college, I'm using what I have earned from the military to get a degree in civil engineering. And I plan on using this degree to help better my community around me. I really want to thank Seminole State, and I really want to thank the family of Sergeant Johnson for this opportunity and this scholarship. And I will assure you that I'm going to put it to good use. And also thank you to everyone else that has served and currently serving.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well today. First of all, let me say thank you to the family of Sergeant Mark Johnson, to the foundation, and to Seminole State College for hosting the event. My name is Mark Drury. I am a U.S. Army veteran. I served for 6 years as an infantryman. I did 1 combat deployment in 2011. I am married. My wife's name is Abigail, and together we have 3 children. My oldest is 6. Our youngest is 1.5, and we have a 4-year-old, somewhere in between that. I am currently working on a degree in education. I want to be a middle school social studies teacher. After the military, we moved back to Florida. My wife took over as the main provider, and then I took over as the stay-at-home parent, which, let me tell you, isn't as easy as I thought or maybe wanted it to be. And my associate's degree has definitely taken longer than I wanted it to. But that's been our biggest challenge, is finding that balance between the kids and school, how much course load I can take, when I can take it, a lot of night school, a lot of online school. A lot of my coursework has been done between 8 p.m. and about midnight, or even bedtime and midnight. Finding that balance between time and money and course load, that's been difficult. This is why the scholarship is so important to me and why it's so important to my family. This can help cover childcare for at least two of the three children. Our oldest is in kindergarten now, and next year our 4-year-old will be going to kindergarten. So everything's it's getting there. But this can really help me be able to complete some of my academic work maybe during the day, which me and my family definitely really appreciate. And again, I want to say thank you to the family of Sergeant Mark Johnson, and it's truly an honor, and I am honored to be a part of his legacy. And again, we really, really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
When I was young, I had no thought of pursuing higher education. I am the son of an immigrant family. As the youngest of 2 children, I had to learn a lot just from the world around me. My parents arrived in this country from Trinidad and Tobago when my father came to the United States on a nursing scholarship. At the time, my mother was unable to finish her high school education in order to help our family. I learned the hardships firsthand of how much my parents struggled to give my sister and me a better life than they had growing up on the island. To be perfectly honest, as the time got closer, I had no idea how I would pay for college and knew very little about the military. I signed my contract as a hospital corpsman in the United States Navy. I was stationed at Jacksonville Naval Air Base in the emergency room, and this was probably the duty station where I learned the most skills of the trade, like advanced first aid, IV therapy, suture, dental hygiene, emergency medical care, from trauma to ACLS, and many more skills. After that duty station, I went over to Camp Pendleton in California. My orders had unfortunately changed, and I found myself going to a TYD, or temporary duty assignment, with the School of Infantry with the Marines. Here, I was the only hospital corpsman, and I really got to use my skills that I had previously obtained, as we were in the field for sometimes up to 50 days at a time. After leaving there, I went to Naval Medical Center Portsmouth in Virginia. Now I have achieved the rank of E4, which allowed me to serve more as a administrative position, mentoring junior sailors and civilians, dealing with awards, room inspections, helping on the floor, and going to meetings on how to help not just my people, but in the entire command. I deployed on the USNS Comfort to aid with Hurricane Maria disaster. The main reason I decided to end my tour in the military was, now that I understood how the world works, I knew I needed to gain more knowledge by going to college. I did not loathe being in the medical career field, but at the same time, I did not care for it. I always loved anything dealing with forensics growing up, but had no idea how to go about working in that field. With the GI Bill, I'm using my understanding of how the world works and what I want to do, and I am finally able to follow my dream. I am currently on path to acquire my forensic science, having my AA at the end of this semester. After graduating, I would like to work for the police department. The GI Bill is my only source of income right now. Trying to balance a full class load and working part-time jobs was way too hectic. My grades were priority, so the scholarship will help me focus on my studies. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sarah Smith, and I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. For some people, joining the military never crosses their mind. But for me, I joined the military because it was the only option I had. I was homeless, and I chose the Navy because it's in my blood. I'm a 4th-generation sailor on my mom's side and a 2nd generation on my dad's. So I have a whole family of Navy. So after I joined, I was trained as a gunner's mate in the Navy. That means I was responsible for operating, performing, and coordinating organizational and intermediate maintenance on guided missile launching systems, missile launching groups, guns, gun mounts, small arms, torpedoes, and associated handling equipment. It was a lot. I got out after a year, and I followed my husband to his duty station at Naval Station Norfolk in Virginia, where they actually have seasons that don't involve heat or construction. I chose Seminole State because my father-in-law told me to look into it. So as soon as I set foot through the doors, everything just fit for me, and it felt like home. Seminole State has given me fantastic friends, a family I never even knew I needed, and the ability to work with and help my fellow veterans. With my business and information management degree and my certification in entrepreneurship, I plan on opening a nonprofit forever home animal rescue that houses and employs homeless veterans. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, John, James, Mark, Joshua, and Sarah, and a special thanks to Sergeant Johnson's family. Our student veterans are a reflection of the Seminole State students. As you heard from their stories, they have served their country and are at various stages in their life's journey, but they are all pursuing an education to improve their lives. We at Seminole State play a large part in that educational journey. The most important thing for us to remember is that our student veterans bring with them a wealth of knowledge, and they also have experiences, both good and bad. Unfortunately, not all of our veterans deal with the bad experiences in the same way. Many do not get to the point that they can go on with their lives, and some may have difficulty just going back to school. One thing you may not be aware of is that we lose approximately 22 veterans a day by suicide. Going to school may not seem like a stressful thing to some, but for our veterans, it is a completely different environment. Military members may be sure of themselves when we're deployed into a war zone, but for some of us, our battles really start once we return home. I'll close with these three things. Number one, when you have the opportunity to thank a veteran, please do. Number two, my fellow veterans, November 11th is our day. Enjoy it. Go to the sales, go get your free meals. Just remember, those free meals are not a right. They are gifts given to us by a grateful nation. Last but not least, don't allow who you were and where your journey has taken you in your past to define you. Define yourself by who you are today and what you're doing for your future tomorrow. Thank you for joining today's ceremony.